Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for December 2nd, 2013. It's currently 9:10 a.m. and it's pretty cool out there. It's not cold. It's pretty much near normal, maybe slightly above right along the coast. Temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 30s over the northern interior, mid to upper 30s along the coast, a few lower 40s in Philadelphia and on Long Island. And we have overcast skies throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Over the next 3 days, while disturbances move through the region, creating a few isolated to widely scattered showers, possibly even a few rain snow showers in the mix here, especially in the morning hours. But for the most part, we're not really expecting any major storms. That's in another 7 days. I'll talk about that in just a moment. On the radar, you can see not much really going on here. We got a few scattered showers over here over northeastern Pennsylvania, moving into the Hudson River Valley and heading towards Connecticut. Those showers again won't really amount to much, and most locations today will remain dry yet cloudy. On the infrared satellite picture, a few features to keep a note on. One, all these high pressure systems from the CPC are actually low pressure systems, just a bit of an error here. But the key point is this frontal boundary right here. This frontal boundary separates the polar modified air over the continent and our very warm air over the Atlantic, in part because we have a very warm Atlantic sea surface temperature set up throughout the western Atlantic. And that is leading to a very interesting coastal front that is developing over the western Atlantic. This is going to be a major theme in this upcoming winter. Get used to seeing this and the potential for waves of low pressure to spark and develop right along this boundary this winter. So we've seen the first part of it. We haven't even seen a true Arctic air mass. That's towards the end of this coming week. So keep an eye on this. Now, these disturbances that will develop along this frontal boundary the next 3 days will remain far enough over the Atlantic to not really have much of an impact aside from a few widely scattered showers. But the key point here is that we are setting up a thermal gradient, and once that thermal gradient is enhanced, then it starts getting very interesting throughout the northern mid-Atlantic. Taking a look at the water vapor satellite picture, you can see a couple of key points here that really stand out, especially if you understand what's going on in the atmosphere. This right here is associated with the subtropical jet stream, and this little pinwheeling upper level low is just shooting disturbance after disturbance into the United States along the subtropical jet stream. So this is our moisture feed in our weather pattern. Meanwhile, right now we have an upper level low that is trying to move into the Gulf of Alaska, and that's leading to more of a deep trough over the western United States into the plains. Once this starts to break down and a ridge starts to rebuild over the Gulf of Alaska, which is expected in the next 2 days, you'll see this trough, that's this broad trough here, shift to the east, and that's going to drive Arctic air into the northern mid-Atlantic. But also notice one very key point. Right now, there is no blocking over the northwestern Atlantic. No strong upper level lows to prevent storms from just heading due east or cutting up into the Great Lakes. That is going to change, but it's going to do so slowly. So we're going to use the GFS model guidance today, as I think it's showing the best representation of what's going to happen over the next couple of days. Again, you don't use a model just to pick a model and then you put out a forecast. You use what best illustrates what's physically happening in the atmosphere. Right now, the GFS, at least the operational guidance, is pretty close to what I think is going to happen over the next couple of days. It mirrors very closely to what the European ensemble model guidance is showing. I think the operational European model guidance that I usually show has a bit of an error towards the end of the forecast period, so I decided not to use it for today. So for this afternoon, again, a few disturbances moving through, a few isolated showers. Look for temperatures to rebound into the mid to upper 40s over the interior and upper 40s to lower 50s along the coast. As we move into this evening, again, a few isolated showers are possible. We have that area low pressure developing along that coastal front. It's going to remain about 250 to 300 miles off the New Jersey coast, and that means most of the precipitation will stay off the coast with it. So as a result, again, a few isolated showers along the coast, some variable cloud cover, but that's about it. Low temperatures will range from the mid to upper 30s throughout the region, possibly a few lower 30s over the northern interior. And then on Tuesday, again, a few isolated showers will be around, but again, not a major event. Most locations will remain dry yet cloudy, with temperatures rebounding very nicely towards near to slightly above normal levels in the mid to upper 40s over the interior and upper 40s to lower 50s along the coast. Wednesday will again feature the threat for a few isolated showers, but again, most locations will be dry. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 30s for lows and lower to mid 50s for highs. So we're warming up to above normal levels. And you can see why, because we have a nice deep trough over the western United States and over the northern plains. We have our Arctic cold front, which you can see right here at the surface here, and at 850 millibars, just driving into the northern plains, diving down towards Texas. Here comes our blue norther. This could lead to some interesting problems over Oklahoma City and Texas around Dallas. Potential for maybe a little bit of ice if we get any precipitation with this low pressure system. So we have Arctic air invading. Ahead of this Arctic cold front, though, our temperatures are warming up very nicely. By Thursday, of course, well, it actually is very nice for the most part. Now, we still have to deal with a few isolated showers as that Arctic cold front approaches, but most locations will remain dry, with temperatures rebounding very nicely into the lower to mid 40s for lows and lower to mid 50s for highs, well above normal for this time of year. Now, the Arctic cold front will slowly move through the region on Friday. I think our warmest temperatures are going to be Friday morning, where temperatures range from the mid to upper 40s, and then they steadily fall through the day, through the 40s and into the 30s. As it's doing so, we'll be dealing with waves of precipitation, mostly rain at this point, as that rain moves through and along the slowly falling Arctic cold front. Now, Friday night into Saturday morning, that cold front drops south. Again, some of this rain is going to change over or mix with snow. I don't expect much in the way of accumulation at this point with that changeover and mix over, as that Arctic air is invading Sobel to dry air. So I think for the most part we're dealing with snow flurries or a few snow showers at the end as this cold front drops through. Temperatures on Saturday, we'll see high temperatures in the morning in the lower to mid 40s, falling through the 30s as we go on through the day. Look for afternoon temperatures basically right around 40, let's say about 38 to 40 degrees, and then constantly falling into the mid 30s by the evening. Then Sunday, Arctic high pressure is in control. That means scattered cloud cover, clear skies, temperatures basically in the lower to mid 20s for lows. I'm staying in the mid 30s for highs, below the GFS MOS guidance. I think it's going to be colder than what the model guidance is showing. Models always underestimate Arctic air masses. Now, you have an Arctic air mass in place. You have a slug of moisture with our subtropical jet stream just driving up through the southeast and towards the mid-Atlantic. And you have high pressure anchored in over the northern mid-Atlantic and New England with 500 millibar confluence. This is setting up some interesting developments potentially by the time we get to next Monday. We have to wait on the details. It's still too far out. But the pattern certainly supports the potential for a rather, let's say, stormy start to next week. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. You can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.